We are proper life. And I did it again. I always forget.
What did you do?
That random guy in Co says gave the pearl tip gift and 200 likes to Farno.
It's the old leave my stream unmuted. So
Sweet.
the old repetition. Repetition. Cool. Yeah.
That random guy in Co says amazing my free spin corrupted.
Well, you now is having a time lately. So, welcome everybody back to Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, woo! Make her excited. Oh, what do we do? What happened last time? We
That random guy in Co says let's go.
Yeah, let's go. What do we do? I think we had some conversations after you guys got up. I had a nice breakfast. Talked with Drongo, I want to say his name is, but it's not.
Drongo.
The fuck is his name? Places and people, Eastern cities. There's too many goddamn Drummond. Oh, Domron.
Random guy in Co says the Cyber Drongo.
Yeah, the Cyber Drongo. Domron, the Grand Sorcerer, who wanted to just seemingly wanted to just let you guys know that the dwarves you guys have been hanging out with worship a bad lady, bad dwarven goddess called Duratruda. Goddamn fucking dwarven names, man. He couldn't say it either. Had a nice breakfast, talked with Joe. Joe explained what he's figured out so far on the old pictogram, which is that basically it was it's figured out so far the creation myth that the people who came before set up, and that the Black Sun was part of that, and that they fought him. And that was pretty much as far as he'd gotten, but otherwise he was going to go and continue looking at it. You guys went around some magic shops looking for some enchanting to be done. Didn't really find much of that, but you did find some cool stuff. Namely, the dancing blade?
Singing blade.
Yes. The singing blade, not dancing. Yeah. Singing blade.
Faris really got ripped off to get.
He sure did. But hey, these things happen. And music store, which sells mundane musical instruments. Got some churros. That was exciting.
Food?
Yep. Yeah. I think that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Met a piano man?
Yes, you did meet the piano man. But yeah, otherwise you guys were well on your way down to the hall for the gathering of the dragon heritage people, as they apparently meet up every Sunday. Something religious, apparently, seems like. So yeah. Currently you guys are all standing outside of the music store, just as just as Varys had given Nemi the singing blade that he got ripped off for, and Ailey
That's the least of his concerns
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. And Ailey is you know, still badly playing a piano. That's outside the music store.
Varys needed to lighten his gold-lined pockets anyway.
He really did.
Yup.
So, what is the plan? Looking for more stuff? Just gonna head on down, or
What is the time? We were told like the actual ceremony was starting in the evening, right?
yeah, that they basically start meeting up around midday-ish, and then they do they mill around doing doing more social things, mainly at the beginning, and then eventually turn into more of a ceremony thing later at night, doing their proper organized religion things later.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about yeah, you guys have been fucking around a bit. It's probably getting closer and closer to midday. Yeah, you're probably feeling a little peckish after your street food snack. So it is probably approaching lunchtime.
Our entire bag of churros each.
Yeah.
Varys probably only ate like one churro because it's as big as his head. It was very thirsty though.
I mean, Codswallop will happily clean up anything
Oh,
you didn't
he
eat.
did. He did. So, any plans?
Were we wanting to find anything else, or do we want to go see the dragon people?
mean,
Yumi is just really stoked playing around with her singing blade and kind of not really paying attention.
Yeah.
Varys is smiling as he hears the tune.
Mm-hmm.
Is it too early to bother the heart dragons?
Yeah, I think if we would be killing 6 hours just sort of talking, we can, go
That
for
seems
an hour
excessive.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That seems more correct. I mean, how many of them will be around at this time? Okay, well, what can we do in this city for a good few hours?
I was wanting to stop by the college. I'd like to pick up some books.
Of course. Fine.
You don't have to come with me if you don't want to. I was just letting you know. Thought it might kill some time, but to be fair,
I
after
don't
this
trust them.
morning,
I don't trust them, so I'm coming with you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Cool. All right.
All right, Ailey, we're going this way.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
All right. Well, Ailey is pried away from the piano.
Oh, we're still at the piano shop? What?
Yes.
We only just started.
We only just started. So, pried away from there, and you guys start heading towards the college.
Does anything stand out to us as we're walking? I'm just keeping an eye out for anything cool or weird or interesting.
Anything cool, weird, or interesting? Roll me a perception.
I can do that.
Can I
Do
roll
that
one
nice
too?
and easy. Sure.
Yay.
I'm still not even
game is
logged in
paused.
yet, so
Wait, hold on. Can I
Nice.
roll one for
Nice.
everybody at once? I can.
Holy
Oh, yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Good stuff.
DM powers.
I am
25.
successfully joining the game, but so far I just see a black screen, so hopefully someone...
You'll get there. That's fine.
My game still says paused as well.
Yeah, it is still paused. So,
Yeah.
what do you see? What do you see? Weird. Well, I mean, to you, a lot of the stuff that you're passing is weird. You know, there are, yeah, you don't often see, you know, ever since you've come down here, you've having to acclimatize to the, to seeing so many, dark dwarves, seeing so many, dragons, draft dragon, partial dragons, you know, a lot of them have, scales in interesting places. You know, it's
Wink.
a real menagerie. Yeah, yeah. Essentially, yeah.
Does some of them have tramp stamped ones?
Well, not that you can,
A handful of
not that
scales
you
on the
really
back.
see.
You
But
don't
some
know
of them,
what clothing they're wearing. They could be in a crop top.
Real
yeah.
nice snail trail.
Most of them are wearing. Oh my god. Most of them are wearing a lot of their clothing. So you're normally just seeing, you know, scales all up arms and stuff, scales across faces, scales replacing like where their hair would be. So like just like long
Scale
bits of that. Your scale beards.
Cool.
You even, you know, see one of them that has pretty much no scales anywhere else, but where their right eye would be, there's scales like all over their brow and along their cheek. And when they look at you in passing as you go by, you see a full-on dragon eye in there instead of a normal human eye. But otherwise, no scales or any other thing that would be draconic. Yeah, it very much seems like, because of the menagerie of different types of dragons breeding together, different levels of human to dragon in them, that it's just ended up with just willy-nilly sort of stuff. And, you know, comparing it to Ailey, where, you know, pretty much anywhere that there is scale is very very limited to keeping them more human looking, but you can very much tell that Ailey is of that variety thanks to the horns and the wings and the scales coming up from their neck and places.
Says, is watching.
Yay, wings!
Yeah. So Ailey does get a few looks as well. You do notice as you're going through.
Our whole group does get a bit of a look.
Yeah, but they do.
Even here, we are still kind of weird.
Yeah, but I mean, for a lot of them, magical stuff isn't super crazy. So seeing Thraikis and Nemi isn't a big shock to them, and they've seen this. They know about halflings as well, so it's not a big thing to them. Ailey, however, being
Half dragon
yeah,
with wings.
being as close to dragonhood as any of them could imagine is kind of insane.
I'm your god now!
Oh no.
Yeah.
And
They don't
look
look-
cold because their old one failed.
They don't look at you in reverence. They're just like surprised.
They're not like the kobolds.
Yeah, definitely not.
God, imagine if those kobolds could see you now.
We wouldn't have had to fight them. They would think I was their overlord.
Totally.
I feel like Urkiag would have still wanted to try and take you
Ah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, because he wanted power.
Most certainly.
And they believed in him
Otherwise, you see a few of the bird people, as well.
Oh, yeah,
They mainly
do they taste like chicken?
Oh my
you don't.
You'll have to bid one to find out.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mhm,
I nearly choked on my
I
food.
bet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, a lot of them, you know, you actually, really, Varys is the only one who really notices that they're even there. As a lot of them are like hood up, and in robes and stuff to hide their more outward nature. You imagine that.
Is one of them like an emo, like crow goth boy?
Yeah, you definitely see one or two of those.
Is like Ailey gonna start following people around with shiny objects?
No, but they are. Yeah, they seem like that even here they are on the fringe of society, and that they seem to have, from the bird people that you know, in the old continent, they're a lot more withdrawn, probably due to the fact that they, are underground and have been their entire
we're in an
lives.
enclosed space.
Yeah.
That can't be a good feeling for them.
No, so it is very much like a,
Are any of them part bat?
No.
Get it? New Zealand Bird of the Year. was a
Yes,
bat
we know.
The other year. Yeah, but I don't know how many people would get that.
Yeah. Otherwise, that's about it. If you're just looking for weird and wonderful things, yeah.
I'm just sort of fully taking in the city properly this time after having nearly died.
That's fair. That's fair. does change one's perspective. Is anyone else looking out for anything specific?
I think there was, but now I've forgotten what. The usual. Ailey's looking for the usual things she looks for.
Yes, the usual things.
Other people's things.
Yeah, pretty much.
That as well.
Wow, what an alert that I just got. Yeah, you don't really see anything that you're normally looking for, Ailey. There's not really like jewelry stores or anything like that.
No
and
fun
anything. Yeah, this doesn't seem like the fashionable area that you guys are in. Yeah, and it's currently lunchtime, so there's a lot of food and food
The
smells.
Vertigo says is watching.
Well, it's getting close to lunchtime anyway.
I see any fun bugs?
Bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, to 15. You'll see the odd I guess like flying cockroach in a sense. Like when they're stationary, they like, flap down and look very much like a cockroach. But they like bring up their thorax and have light wings. But they seem to be heat attracted, so they sort of sit on the lights when no one goes past, and just sort of bake in it for a bit. Yeah, that's about it for bugs.
How big are they? Are they just normal, our kind of normal sized bugs? Or are they like cat-sized bugs?
No. They're probably like they'd fit in your palm pretty easily. Of any of the bigger ones, little ones are like thumb size. But there's also a few like really tiny insects that fly around as well. But
just mostly flying ones.
Yeah. Well, you're in the middle of the city. You don't, unless you like dig in the dirt and try and find something. There's like, walking around the city, you don't see many bugs or other wildlife. I guess for you would keep an ear out for things as well. You probably hear like the occasional like chirp of a bat that's high up in the darkness, well above where the eye line goes.
Beauties.
But
Friends.
Oh
But, you know,
god,
it
what
is
if Benny
still-
really wrecked their shit?
Yeah.
Oh,
But it is, currently daytime, so they are. It's not.
they're roasted.
So that's a bit. You don't really see a sight of them otherwise.
I wonder if they're an interesting subspecies, since usually they only live in mouths of caves, but obviously they found food sources because the bugs were attracted to the city and
Mm-hmm.
thing for them.
Cool. To the college.
And there might be small tunnels that actually turn into caves that they've come through.
Oh, so you think they've just sort of been drawn in deeper from above?
Mm.
Mm,
Because of the
Interesting.
bugs.
yes, because of the bugs.
The bugs.
Eat attracted bugs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we approach the college.
Speaking of food attracted, hi Beckett.
The cutest
What
bug.
you doing?
That's a big bug.
The big bug.
Cat-sized bug.
Cat-sized bugs.
She's a little kitty.
Yeah. Although I guess, yeah, I guess you'd naturally figure it out. Naturally think about this. You'd wonder why these bugs aren't particularly large, considering.
I mean, I was already basically asking about that.
Yeah,
But
you would definitely wonder that. But
I do wonder, but I also know that the biological niche filled by small bugs is necessary. So I'm mostly wondering why some of the bugs on the surface are large. Being that I will have seen smaller bugs because the ecology that I have seen would not work without smaller bugs.
Mhm.
So,
Yes.
yeah. Don't worry, I'm still on the bug mystery.
the bug mystery.
The bug mystery continues.
Yep. Ailey's wondering why there isn't a giant monkey and a giant dinosaur somewhere to go
We've
along
seen
with
a
all the
giant
giant
dinosaur.
bugs.
Because I
there
just
was a
know.
giant dinosaur.
It was giant to me, regardless of what it was.
Don't you dare, Ailey. No giant monkeys. No.
Yeah.
Blasphemy. Don't say these things.
Anyway, you approach the college, and the guards, when they spot you, do immediately open the door without any muss nor fuss. It appears that you have been yeah, they have
We have been forewarned of.
yeah. At the very least, they have been told to let you in without problems.
As we walk through.
No
in
more
their heads-
heightism.
Yeah, in their heads, Varys says, "Thank you, thank you."
They both nod. Yes. All right, you're in the college.
I'm gonna squint at them and do the whole, like, point at my eyes, point at their eyes thing.
Ailey will pretend they're not even there. She knows they're there,
Yes.
but she will pretend they're not.
Perfect.
You don't do well as a rogue, like, not noticing your surroundings. But
Mm.
everyone thinks she doesn't notice her surroundings, but she does. She just ignores it.
Mm. For sure, totally.
Just like
Yeah, Nemi's gonna nod politely because as much as she is engrossed in her dagger, she's still, the polite one.
Of course, of course.
That's kind of easy to do. To be.
Yes. Yes.
doesn't take much to be
No, I
polite.
promise you don't have to work too hard at that.
You have to be the polite one out of this group. Yes, that is not difficult.
Hey,
Please, when you were
Perfectly
punching
fine.
them in the face, like.
Sorry, Varys. Just because you used to be the most polite one.
That doesn't mean that I'm automatically like rude as shit. I'm just not as polite.
Yeah. You're more like neutral.
I'm the middle
Polite
ground.
neutral.
Ailey's polite. Ailey's polite
see
in
that.
the way she has been raised.
Yeah.
She has very good manners, just not very good human manners.
Polite.
Or
neutral.
most culture manners.
Polite good. Polite evil.
I mean, I
He
understand that
doesn't
menace
punch them in the
exists.
face.
I just don't quite get how and why I should bother.
Yes.
I need to trim your claws, Beckett. You appear to be stuck in the toy.
Classic. All right. You
Sorry,
enter the
I'll give us
gates.
time.
Yeah.
Enter the gates and are into the courtyard. It doesn't seem like so much studying is going on today. Less students reading books and like, you know, sitting out with all these books and more playing around, yeah, shooting each other with magic missile and all that stuff.
Just
Just-
casually.
Milling around in the yeah, milling around in the.
I mean, they're allowed to
in the
use
soil.
magic against each other just in the hallways and shit? What?
Outside they can, yes. And this is, you know, they have a magic called shield, which protects them from magic missile naturally. So they're just shooting each other, when they're shooting each other, they're just shooting at the shield that they have. So
Like, that's special.
it's just like, you know, it's like fireworks, but less dangerous and less annoying.
I'm so pissed off at whoever was shooting fireworks the other day.
Myth. Anyway,
Myth.
so what's the plan? What you guys doing?
Not
gonna-
myth.
Not myth.
We're gonna
Okay.
visit Joe while we're here.
You are so cute! You are so cute!
I want to visit Beckett.
I think she got a hold of some catnip.
Amazing.
Oh.
Because I gave her some earlier and she kind of ignored it and walked away, and so I thought Sid ate it, but maybe she did eat it with how she is right now.
Maybe she did. Okay, so some people want to visit Joe. Yes?
Well, yeah, Joe's there. Yeah, let's go talk to Joe.
I'm going wherever the group wants.
I think Varys had some more specific plans.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
going to go to
Books.
the library.
I
That
thought,
has
didn't we-
books.
did we talk to Joe yet? Or not?
You talked
I
to him
can't
this
remember.
morning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, at the
Yes.
bar, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a couple hours ago.
So
Yeah.
it hasn't been
In
that long.
that case, Ailey will want to go to the library as well.
Okay.
Because
Alien
this
Varys.
time
Library first.
there'll be stuff on dragons here, unlike the other ones.
Mm.
Maybe she could finally find out how to become a dragon.
Maybe. So,
Mm-hmm.
Alien Varys to the library. Yes?
Timmy's gonna go to the library too.
Emmy's
Yep,
going to the
same.
library. Everybody's going to the library.
With
Okay.
with Podswallop, of course. 'Cause,
Of course.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys know where you're going? No, you don't.
Is there anybody around here who looks like they have their shit together?
No,
Um,
Ailey's gonna look for the first student with too many books. If they're holding more than
Oh,
one book,
that's
Ailey's
fine.
gonna find the first student
Okay.
with
As I,
books.
as I said, there wasn't much studying going on today, but roll a perception to see see. if you
There's
can find
always
something.
a quiet nerd in the courtyard reading books instead of like
Where's the
whatever
stressed
everyone else
nerd?
is doing. Yeah.
Nah,
Aw.
not today apparently.
Aw.
Fireworks are blinding Ailey and she can't see past them
Yeah,
because she probably has slightly better vision.
yeah. Someone
She's
casts
standing way too close to the
so-
people being hit.
someone casts prismatic wall and just can't see anything now. It's just too many rainbow
Holy
colors.
light! Holy light!
No holy
I'm-
light.
I'm gonna check for that one kid who I accidentally like owned and then healed when we first got here.
Hmm.
Is he around?
You look around.
Playing
You're not
with you, baby.
spotting any sign of him.
Aw.
You as you're looking around, you like see someone who looks like that could be him, and then and then he turns, and then you're like, no, that's not him. That sort of stuff. But yeah.
Aw.
Otherwise, nope.
Damn it. Well, that's the one nerd I gave 2 shits about.
Is there a professor about to ask?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone who
Um,
hasn't looked for someone
Can
yet.
I have a look? I mean,
For a map?
Sure.
yeah.
Campus map?
Well, yeah, that too.
No, no.
Depends on the school.
No, you're not seeing any teachers around either. It's like everyone's got a
What the
day off.
fuck is going on here? At this rate, Ailey's
The
gonna
closest building.
walk in and just walk to the one place she knows where to go and harass people to take her to the library.
Well, I suppose
I
we
was
could
thinking the
go
same
find
thing.
Joe, and he would know where to go to the library.
Would he?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
We can harass Joe.
You're also just still out in the courtyard. You could just go in and ask
Just
someone
at this-
outside.
That
Soon,
most
Ailey
awful
will
people
just
we don't
yell
know.
out, "Where do I find the books?" but she'll wait a bit longer because Nemi hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah.
Nemi's going to... Are there any guards in front of the actual building, or are they just at the entry?
They are just at the entry, yeah.
She's going to wander up to them and ask if they happen to know where the library is.
They turn to you with a curious look on their face.
Did you just lose a whisker?
Go straight, then right, and it's the big room at the far end.
I would
Thank
have
you very
expected
much.
the library to be higher up.
Hearing you say that, there are a few libraries.
What's the best one?
Debatable. That's the
And if
closest.
we go to
that's the
one, they'll
closest
know
one.
how to get to the others, right?
Yes.
Yay! Books, 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 books. Alien wanders off.
Just chanting books as she walks into this,
Books,
this
books,
college.
books. You see a couple of students turn and are about to join in and like, wait a minute, no.
Recognize that person. Who's that?
Don't worry, as she gets closer to the library, it'll get quieter so that as she enters, it'll be books, 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 books.
But when Ailey starts, can I start a conga line with Ailey saying
Yes,
books?
you absolutely can.
Yeah.
Book conga line.
Ailey would probably start to do like the da 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 da,
Yeah, that,
like the
Yeah.
dance thing.
Books,
If
books,
enough
books,
people
books,
start lining
books,
up
books,
behind
books,
her.
books, books. Yeah.
Well, books, education, books, education. She'll just make something up.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Varys is walking alongside them because the pace that they're going for the dancing is actually perfect for him to keep up.
Yeah.
Nemi's just kind of physically distancing herself from the group, all but face palming.
Yeah.
Codswallop's totally joined the conga line, though,
Yes,
right?
for sure. Absolutely. Ruff, 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 ruff.
He will probably put his nose somewhere he shouldn't though at some point.
Definitely. Absolutely. Anyway, conga line your way into the castle and in the direction.
Did any
that you-
students join?
No students join, but you do get a lot of weird looks as you as you pass to the library.
Man, these students are absolute losers.
I don't know. They don't know how to have fun or anything. God. How else are you supposed to make education more exciting without singing and dancing?
Exactly.
Because by the looks of it, you shouldn't set anything on fire, because there's a lot of wood here.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, into the library, and it is gigantic. It is probably the biggest library that any of you have seen, I think. Yeah.
No.
No.
Well, even
it's-
bigger than the Imperial, not Imperial, the
No,
Yeah,
it's about
Imperial Library at the other place.
it's about as big as, so Ailey and Varys will have seen the one that's under that Tessarian's one.
Yeah.
It's about the same as that one. In the sense that it's tall and stacked with books, lots of really high shelves, and there's even like a second story that you can see up onto, with rafters around it, that also has just as high shelves in it as well. There's a few reading areas, and at the front there's a desk with an older dragon lady, who's got really pencil thin glasses, sort of sitting there, reading something, but also writing in another book. She's going grey around the edges. Definitely looks like the kind of woman who would absolutely yell at you to shut up in the library.
I'll yell back. I'm not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
I will approach her.
All right.
Excuse me. Could I please have some help?
You see her stop writing suddenly, and then very slowly, but the pen she's writing with down, and then breathe out. Yes, what can I help you with?
The headmaster was expecting me here to check out some books. I was looking for stuff on magic and creating magic and learning magic and stuff like that.
Well, that is our specialty.
Mm.
As for checking out, I have told the Grand Sorcerer many a time that we do not allow checkouts of our books. You may read them within the grounds, but if you take them out of the walls, we will attempt to repossess them.
Oh. Okay.
I missed that. What? I was replying.
We're not allowed to take the books out of the grounds.
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
out of
send
the
a repo man for us.
Oh yeah. So
Yes.
out of the castle or out of the room or
Out of the bounds of the
Of the
whole
college.
area, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Outside
I'm
of the
like they've
college.
got to take them out of the library to study them.
Yes. You have seen, previously when you were here, you did see students with books outside, so.
There's anyone else got the repo man song? Stop playing it.
Yes,
You were
you
cutting
were.
out for me.
Yes, but you were also a robot. Yeah. Otherwise, she. Yeah. What pray tell were you specifically after, magic-wise?
I and Varys will open his coat and just say, "Please don't be alarmed," and then pull out his gun and hand it towards her barrel first, like him holding the barrel. I use implements like this. I created this. I was hoping if I could channel magic through it or learn how to make things that are magical. I'm not much of a person for actually using spells myself, but rudimentary things.
She doesn't take it from you. She looks around it. Well, it is fine craftsmanship, for sure.
Yes, I specialize in making things.
Well, it's a honorable profession.
Thank you.
As for enchanting, we do have a variety of theories and works on the School of Enchanting. You'll find most of it on the second floor.
Okay.
Up in probably that shelf over there. She points to one well above you on the second floor.
Yeah. Oh, that's a while away.
Yes,
Okay.
the stairs are over there. She points
Thank you.
over to the stairs.
Did she give me like an exact shelf? to go to?
She pointed to a rack of shelves.
So somewhere in that.
Yeah, somewhere in that.
Cool. We'll start trudging up the stairs.
Cool. Anyone else?
I will go with Paris.
Cool.
Does it have like a system that Ailey would know, or would she need to go ask?
We don't see any signs or anything up.
Okay.
So probably.
And she would just basically go up and be like, "Where's your section on dragons?"
Ah, yes.
Varys from like halfway up the stairs says, "Please," and then continues.
She looks up at you when you say that, and like she's got her finger over her lips, like, don't yell.
Oh no, she gets back in her head. Sorry.
She nods at that, like, yes, use that communication, you son of a bitch.
Varys like pulls at his collar a little bit. Continues on.
Dragons. Well, we have many a volume on many different parts of dragon history, dragon lineage, dragon breath weapons, dragon magic history. What are
Do
you
you
looking
also
for?
have ones on the Black Sun God?
No, I have not heard of such
Oh.
things.
Do you have one on old gods? Just looks confused.
No, she like looks exasperated, like she's thinking, yeah, like the you know, the math going past, like, we have maybe one tome somewhere I can think of that might have something about some ancient gods, but you know, we're not so much about faith here, so we don't tend to keep a lot of that stuff around. I know that there was once or twice a couple of mages who wanted to divine the divine, and have written probably a few manuscripts, but I don't think we stock them in this library, unfortunately.
Well, if you can point me to that book, and also any books on Dragon Ascension and Dragon Gods and Dragon stuff.
She just looks blankly at you and opens her mouth and closes her mouth a couple of times. Try on that shelf. She just points to her left.
Okay, thank you. Ailey wanders off.
Thrakus. What are you up to? Thrakus?
Being a robot still.
Could just not be in here. Not connected at all, maybe. Thrakus. Okay, well, while Thrakus is getting reconnected, Varys, you make your way up the stairs, Nemi in hot pursuit. Make your way up and around.
Probably passing me on the stairs.
no, Nemi's nice enough to stay stay
True,
close to
true.
you. Um,
Yeah, she's not a dick.
I was more just thinking about his little legs and
Yes.
these very tall people.
But yes, you make your way up and around to the huge cabinet of shelves. Huge, yeah, just lots of stuff on this. But you make it, you make it to it.
Ooh. Cool.
So-
I can check out the lower shelves if you want to check the higher ones.
What am I looking for, dear?
Anything about magic through like items and things, like creating magic. I don't know, like using tools rather than, wands and staves. Is it staves?
It is
Staffs?
Yeah,
staves.
staffs. Staves.
I call them staffs.
Of course you do.
Happy to. I'll see what I can find.
Thank you.
Cool.
I will immediately start
Investigations.
scouring.
Yeah, and Nemi's gonna see what she can find as well.
Cool.
Nice.
Ooh, investigation. Should I roll investigation or perception?
Investigation, please.
Ooh,
Mm.
Nemi's not very helpful.
No, I'm afraid not. Okay. Well. Spend a bit of time going through the books. A lot of them don't have titles or anything on the spines or anything like that.
Just sort of worn away or don't have any.
They just don't have any. Like,
Ah,
they're not. They're
This
not
isn't
books
a
that are.
public library,
Yeah, it's not a public library. They're not books that have been like mass produced. A lot of them. A lot of them seem like they were, self-bound.
Varys is probably realizing why the books don't leave the ground.
Yeah. You open up a couple of them to just nonsense that you can't really understand. Arcane musings of crazy old wizards. But you do find a couple of books, with titles like enchanting, using non-standard foci, and beginner's guide to nothing like that. It is all heavy stuff that you pick up, but yeah.
Magic for dummies.
Nothing, unfortunately not. It is all very very experts only stuff, but you feel like with the stuff that you've got, you can probably piece together something over time.
Okay.
But yeah, you've got just basically more books than you can handle. You pass a couple off to Nemi, ready to start investigating, start properly reading.
Cool.
So, Thrakus, are you back?
Yeah, Discord keeps kicking me out because I'm not active, apparently.
Oh, that's annoying.
That
Weird.
happened. And then I'm like, wait, why has it been quiet for a while? So just an awkward pause. Fun.
Interesting.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Normally, if you were just AFK, it would just put you in AFK rather than kicking you out. It's weird. Okay. Well, anyway, everyone else has gone to a place. You are currently still at reception. what are your plans? Ailey has gone off to look at some shelves.
Mhm.
Varys and Nemi have gone upstairs to investigate some shelves as well. What are you up to?
I mean, if I'm already here, do they have any? Can I find any books on necromancy and death magic? Is there a restricted section?
Are you asking the receptionist, or are you just gonna start looking?
Is there like an obvious system in the library?
There's no signs or anything up. No.
Fucking library is this?
Poorly organized
Yeah,
one.
a
Yes.
self-mediated one.
Ask the
Mhm.
receptionist if they have any form of directory.
Kind of. I have a semblance of a directory you could look through, but it's not. It's incomplete. As was written a couple of years ago, before my time, I think, even actually. So it's very out of date. And I've been making mental notes of everything else, basically. So
Why haven't you been writing those down?
that's what I'm doing right now. As you noticed before, she was reading and marking in another book as well. So, but there's a lot of students and a lot of checking in and checking out. So
Librarians! Where is the order? This is a library. What's wrong with this place?
we try. We honestly do.
Oh, I'm not bagging on you. I'm bagging on the people hiring you. This is despicable. I don't know how you live like this. Ooh, there's meth in our neighborhood.
Yes.
Yep. It's also almost Skybox.
Mm.
Yeah. So, can I see the directory?
Yes, I suppose. She, in front of her, she slams shut this massive tome. Like, it. Varys probably wouldn't be able to hold it, sized tome. Well, at least not like comfortable. Like he'd be able to lift it strength wise, but like it's like it's like one person carrying a long table sort of thing. It's just like boom, slams it shut. I guess I'll go on a break. And she lifts it up and hands it to you. Puts it on the top of the counter.
I'm happy to note anything I find, if it makes a difference.
Please do. Don't put it in this.
No,
tome.
not in the book. No, no, absolutely not. I won't touch this. Okay.
Cool.
Can I? Let's see. I don't know how to search through the book without knowing what the book looks like on the inside.
Just roll an investigation for me.
Okay.
And you're looking for necromancy and death related magic.
Yes.
You flick through. You go through the first couple of pages thinking, oh, this shouldn't be too hard. Like surely there's a bunch of the forbidden stuff. And no, it's just there's a lot of
I mean, I would have checked the front and the back first.
Yeah. So you quickly, look through a couple of those, and you immediately notice front and back. There's a lot of like just mad ravings of a lot of people. Like a lot of biographies with semi-related to their magical school stuff. Specific element stuff. Experiments on certain animals, bunch of different bunch of different types of people trying stuff with lower level spells. People
Well,
trying
can I
to
definitely take down names of the people authoring the papers that involved animal cruelty?
You sure can. You sure can.
Yeah, I'm listing.
Yep. Alright, take down some wizard names of, of animal cruelty.
List now, bitches.
But yeah. Looking through it and then quickly flipping through, you only find one book in the listing that's about necromancy, and the title is literally the forbidden art of life after death.
Perfect. I want to go find that.
Yeah. Again, there aren't any signs, so it says shelf number 9, but you look around and are like, which one is that?
There any students around me?
No.
There's no one around.
No. The as you were looking through, the librarian seems to have slipped off, and all you can hear is Ailey mucking around and some rustling of books going on upstairs. So,
I did my time in these libraries. I hate this.
so how do you want to do this? Do you want to do it systematically, or you want to just start looking? What do you want to do?
I'm trying to control my rage at the moment.
Yeah, I have real life rage.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
it normally
this?
means that there's a system.
They just
of
haven't
teleport.
told you this.
Yeah. You know how like you go into a bookstore and like they have like all the sci-fi in one area and fantasy in another and that kind of thing, but they just haven't put those signs up.
Yep.
Like they don't have to use the Dewey Decimal System, but they should at least give some info.
No, they definitely have to use the Dewey Decimal System.
So, what are you? How are you going about looking this up? Okay.
Sorry, having a very real. I'm here for a good time,
Yeah.
not real life frustrations.
Well, you can let fantasy take hold and just start looking, and you can roll an investigation, or you can tell me if you want to do it in a specific way, and we'll change
There
how
is
it goes.
no way I would find it investigating that way.
Maybe
There's just no way.
you might.
Even with a fucking nat 20, I'm gonna like.
No, but
fucking
you might
good luck.
investigate enough to be like, oh, it looks like these books all seem to be this kind, and if I go this way, they're all this kind.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
'cause
what
I'm
I'm saying.
looking
Is
for a
that
single book.
if you roll an investigation, you roll high, then we can figure out how it's all gone out. But if you tell me if there's any additional stuff you want to do to increase your odds, just tell me.
Can I roll insight for trying to figure out the system itself?
Absolutely.
Not so great.
Do you want to ask Ailey whether they've accidentally had some kind of epiphany because maybe the logic there is weird
Ailey,
logic?
you want to ask Ailey about that?
Well, you can go upstairs and ask the others, but you know, Ailey's the nearby one, so.
I'm busy having my own mental breakdown. Fine. Look, it's shit. I find nothing.
Well, you mill around for a little bit, trying desperately to understand the system that is going on. But you mill around long enough, figuring that out, that when you get back, when you've like circled around a few of the shelves and come back to the reception, the librarian has come back off of their break and is at the desk.
And when I was milling around, can I at least have noted books on shelves and like?
If you were taking them out, again, there is no names on spines.
Oh my fucking god! Never mind. You know what? It's not worth it.
Okay.
I'll just go fucking kill someone and work out how to bring them back myself.
You're not gonna go ask the librarian now she's back.
Not unless I can kill her.
I mean, this is your story. You tell me what you're doing.
I'm gonna go outside with Codswallop and take a fucking breather.
Okay.
Take some spice off of Ailey on your way.
No, that will make it so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make me set this library on fire.
Ailey.
I'm not about book burning.
Ailey, you are at you're at the shelf that was pointed out to you.
Yep.
Again, no names on spines.
Oh, Ailey will just take a book out and look at it, and then like go a few later and pull that out and look at it and sort of try and guess from that approximately what she's looking for.
Okay.
For starters, she'll at least know whether this is going to be stuff on dragons or stuff on gods by doing it that way.
Okay. Roll an investigation for me.
Is there a role for ADHD that she is distracted by another book?
We'll see how the investigation gives you.
Yeah. Alright, investigate.
Yep. All right. You pull out a couple of books, flip through them, put them back. This does seem like that it was more pointed in the dragon direction than the god direction. The first few that you come across are talking about the nature of magic that is passed through the dragon heritage. That it's interesting that sapphire dragons have more magic than the others, but even so, all the others do have latent magical energies that that gives them different things. Stuff that you're like whatever. It's not what I'm here for, sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But it does seem like you are in the right area. If that's what you were going for. You do find a couple of books that talk more in depth about. There's one that is literally called Dragon Blood. That takes your eye.
All the things I can do with my blood. What?
Well, the title of it is just called Dragon Blood at the front.
That's what she would presume it's about.
Yeah, I guess.
Things to do with dragon blood.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it for things you're really caring about. Otherwise, it's all like, it's all like magic of dragons, sapphire dragons, nature of magic and dragons, fucking experiments on dragon scales, use in potions and stuff.
I mean, she'd probably be vaguely interested in that just because of the whole like the other dragon people kind of semi-ripping them off, and so she'd be kind of
Yes.
like,
Okay.
like, can I brew my own potions? Does alcohol equal alchemy? come on.
Okay.
That's what she'd be doing. She'd be like, it can't be that much harder than brewing beer, right? I just throw some scales in and some weird herbs. Be fine.
Oh,
So
boy.
yeah, she'd want to look into that, where she'll probably be disappointed that it's not that easy.
Mm,
Uh,
yes,
but still.
very much so. Okay, well, you grab a couple of these books and bring them back to one of the reading tables in the middle of the library. Yeah, and you notice
Once she gets
you
them, she'd
you
put
would
them
notice
down and go back to the librarian and be like, actually, do you have stuff on the original people too? That made the cool thing up in the tower?
the people who came before.
The metal people.
Yes, I know what you meant. Yes, we do
The
have a couple of.
Joes.
We do have a couple of. Just ignores you completely.
Yeah.
We do have a couple of archaeology reports, I guess you'd call them, of people who have been investigating some of that stuff. If you want.
Okay. Where are they?
She points over to another big shelf.
Yeah.
I think at the far end of that one.
She'll basically use the same method as before. Like,
Well, the first few ones you pull out have nothing to do with what you're looking for. You're like, what the hell? Why did she leave me here? And then as you get closer to the end, like she said, you notice that you do find one that says, literally archaeology report on findings of those that came before, from Salt End.
sweet. So, yep, she'll take that with her too.
Okay.
And she would go read. Ah.
Cool. Ferris,
Mm-hmm.
you've got some books.
Hell
Nimi,
yeah.
Nimi is helping carry some books.
Varys is basically going to build a fort around himself of books to look through and sort of like see if he can piece stuff together.
Cool. Well, while you guys are all reading some books, the Ruckus.
Sorry?
What are you up to? Standing outside,
cooled
getting a
down.
breather.
Muttering about being able to find my way blind out of a forest. Not being yeah,
Yes.
a little bit. Do I see anyone outside?
Yeah, there's plenty of students outside. Are you wait?
Are
You,
Are
did
you
you
like
go?
outside,
Did you go all the way?
outside,
Yeah.
or-
Did you go all the way outside, or are you just outside the library?
Isn't outside the library outside?
No. You went down a long hallway to get to the
Oh, I went
library.
all the way outside. I needed a breather.
Okay, so you went all the way outside, and yeah, there's plenty of students again milling around, just doing weekend things. You know, a couple of lovers kissing on the grass, shooting magic everywhere, fucking climbing trees, doing just random shit.
Cool, I'm about to ruin one's day. I'm going to grab the nearest one.
Okay, just like by the scruff, like just
Like
grab.
the sleeve or whatever the fuck is closest.
Okay. Roll me a strength check. Yep.
Cool.
All right. you just tug on one of their robes and pull them in, spin them around. You've
I'm
got
like,
a red-haired, almost what's his name? Oran, red-haired, Ailey's brother. Red hair, some ruby scales coming up around the ears. Looks like it looks like massive, not mutton chops. What am I thinking of? Sideburns, like just massive red sideburns
That's
Um,
kind of what mutton chops are. It's just massive
yeah,
red sideburns, but they come
um,
in more.
but she does not look like she enjoys having them, as she's very much trying to hide them with her hair.
Why? It's
She's
natural
wearing,
contour.
she's wearing,
Yeah.
she's wearing very large round glasses, and is immediately aggressive back, but in not in a, what's the word? She is, her first instinct like is to approach with anger, but then sees who has actually got hold of them and is like, oh,
My,
yes,
do you know how the library works?
kind of,
Can I pay you to help me?
sure. So what's the plan? You're just gonna drag them to the library? Baracus? We've lost you again. Maybe? Yes? Maybe? Maybe? No, you're just a robot.
I can hear them quietly.
Hmm. I heard Joe's dial tone. That's what I heard. Well, when you're reconnected, let us know. If you can. I don't know why this is happening. I set up a brand new special thing just for this.
Just for us, just, you know,
Yeah.
visual for you.
Oh well. I guess we'll come back to that. Come back to Thrakus.
Harassing children.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thrakus harassing children. Pretty classic stuff here.
Hey,
You're back.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect timing.
I'm paying children. They're deeply underutilized. All right.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay. So, just dragging them back to
People are
the
setting
library.
off fireworks again.
I'd let go of them,
Okay.
but I am heading very purposefully back to the library and fully expect them to be following me with the promise of coin.
Okay. You do hear that they are briskly following your pace.
Nice. I hope they enjoy the view. No, how old are they? I keep thinking of this as uni and not like children's school.
It is.
Yeah, so do I.
It seems to be. It seems to be
All ages.
from.
All ages.
Yeah, it is like all ages.
Yeah.
It's what's like from. It's like. It's like 10. You're probably seeing like minimum of 10-year-olds.
Like British boarding school.
Yeah, but all the way up to old people. Like there are, yeah, there. It's not just
British boarding school meets university.
yeah, it's not just university though. Like it continues to house wizards well past that, so long as they're studying.
Ah, so
and-
more like a monastery.
yeah, actually. But you don't know how old she is. You've not really experienced her race before, but you would gather from your experience, you would say that she's probably like 17,
Thrakus?
18 looking, but you
Okay,
don't
yeah.
know.
Thrakus
Thrakus would
does
know
not
that they
care.
Thrakus would know that they don't know, but they look around 17, 18.
Okay, well, Thrakus would not care. I'm just making sure I'm not being gross.
That's fair.
Okay?
Just
Okay.
launch a 10-year-old down the hallway.
Fucking hey. It's
Yeah.
possible I already did that. I don't know the age of the first one.
Nope.
Yeah.
I fixed him, he's fine. Jeez.
He was probably like 15.
Yeah, fixed him. He's fine. Probably better for the experience and maybe has a new kink.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Anyway, make it to the library. As you enter, you see that the receptionist has collected the book back from where you had put it, and is rereading it and writing again.
I would have put it back where the receptionist had it, not just like randomly fucking putting it anywhere.
Yeah.
Who do you think I
Okay.
am?
Okay then.
Jesus, especially since it's heavy.
Yeah. And then the student comes up behind you, beside you, and says, which what were you looking for exactly?
I've immediately forgotten the name of that book. Book on necromancy.
The forbidden. Did you just say book on necromancy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she shrivels in back on herself when you say that. Oh, are you sure?
Yes.
Well, okay, but don't tell anyone that I showed you, okay?
Sure.
Aren't you standing in front of the librarian or no?
Yeah, you are.
No.
I think she means like her friends or like.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem so much that it's a what's the word? A scholarly taboo, more that like.
It's a social.
Yeah, she doesn't want any of her friends to know that she knows where the necromancy books are.
I like her.
But yeah, she leads you upstairs and around to a secluded little area.
You, no, Ailey.
Yeah,
You're young.
where like the
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, the shelves
Alright,
are
never mind. Well, actually, I can't remember how old you are, so.
Yeah.
Old.
Too old for this shit.
too old for this shit. At least as far as you can see. You look.
I'm not 18, so I'm too old.
Yeah, it's like the shelves are just in the right position to cause like a little bit of shadow to fall over them from where all the other magical lights are in the library, and yeah, she points you to a shelf that is probably not as disused as it should be, and she says, "Oh, one of these are missing." And she like pulls one out, and she's like, "There should have been another one here, but these are the two of them. These were the two of them when there was another one here."
Okay. Well, thank you for showing me. And I hand her 1 gold.
she,
Along gold.
she lights up. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
She runs off, making sure to check that no one saw her. She leaves.
Damn, I never asked her name. Oh well. I know what she looks like.
You do. But yes, you open up. It is not the forbidden art of life after death that you were looking for, but it is. It is called. It is called controlling. Controlling the dark forces. That's what it is called.
I think they can control them. Hilarious.
So, you have collected your book. Everyone else has collected their books. How long are we staying here?
Reading
these books?
montage.
I guess until we
Gone
need
to
to leave
land.
to go to the Dragon Descendant meeting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You got a couple of
We'll
hours.
have, yeah, what, like 4?
Like 4 or 5 hours.
About midday.
I mean, I gave us like an hour to fuck around,
Yeah.
find our books and stuff.
Yeah.
Since we were outside the
That's true.
music store.
Cool. So, let's see how well you guys do then. Those of you who are investigating and reading these books, roll me intelligence checks, please.
Oh no.
Hey, I'm smart today.
Nice.
Oh, I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess it's a topic Ailey likes, so.
Mm, that's true.
Topic. Why am I rolling so
Hmm.
shit today?
Not bad.
Mm. Okay. Well, Nimi, you were mainly reading for for Varys's sake, I guess. So you're
Yeah.
helping in that regard.
Ooh.
So yeah, with the help of Nimi, you formulate some pretty good ideas about possible use of your weapon as a focus, and the ideas of perhaps how you would go about enchanting it or any item for that matter.
Yeah. Varys has probably pulled out his Tinker's tools by this point and is sort of looking through them.
Yeah, getting a good idea about you definitely wouldn't be able to go from, like, you wouldn't immediately be able to start chanting something or anything like that. But yeah, you've definitely started to get the base ideas behind what you're looking for. Understanding. So getting some understanding behind Arcana and all that sort of stuff. So for that, for today, the rest of today, you will have advantage on Arcana checks, and that goes for Nemi as well.
Nice.
Yay.
Good teamwork.
Ailey, yeah, you read through your dragon books. Unfortunately, you don't get any closer towards the Dragon Ascension, but you do learn that brewing potions is not as easy as brewing magic. Sorry, brewing potions is not as easy as brewing alcohol. Does require a bit more stuff, but you do imagine that your scales would operate very much similarly to one of the crystal dragons as well, so long as they were powdered. They might not be as potent magically, but they would achieve a very similar effect if you wanted to peel your scales off and use them in a potion.
Sweet.
You also take note that while a lot of the dragons in the city had been basically preserving their color, mostly breeding with people of a similar color. Seems kind of racist, but that's just what they've been doing.
Well, it's generally encouraged among dragons as
Yes.
well.
It was. But there had been a few who had mixed up, like your own parents. And
It's because
basically,
the mother didn't actually care and the father was colorblind.
yes. But basically, they ended up with they ended up with very similar styles to you, and they basically found that in doing so, they would get closer and closer to dragonhood by doing that instead of by remaining within colored bounds. So the thought that they basically, whoever was writing this was doing it out of spite. Essentially, he was like, this color, this keeping in color bullshit, that's not getting you guys anywhere. What you need to do if you want to get more dragon is mix your colors. and he basically proved it by going through some lines of stuff.
Is it because dragon is the more dominant gene, so there's a higher chance of less human, more dragon?
Well, it's more like if you, it's because dragons are mystical by their own right. The way that it's not so much a genetic trait, you know. It's not like a Punnett square sort of thing, you know, dragon, human sort of thing, right? It is related to their magical nature. So the reason why you and your brother are so close to dragonhood compared to anybody else is because of your heightened magical ability. In that sense, same thing with these ones. As they mix, they will get closer to dragon
Fuck's sake.
naturally.
You okay there?
Not some dickhead house like 2 houses away is letting off fucking fireworks.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was wondering what the sound was earlier here, and it's fucking works.
Yeah, it's going on here too.
Assholes. It's not even a fucking weekend yet, let alone the 5th of November.
Yep. But otherwise, yeah, not a whole lot.
Not a lot of dragony stuff.
Yeah.
But was
Other
there much
than-
interesting in the archaeological stuff?
Right, yes. The archaeological stuff of Salt End. I mean, nothing really that you don't know, you haven't figured out before. You know, that the larger constructs have a pretty big weakness to acidic stuff, as they're not built structurally in a way that allows acid to, you know, built in a way that allows acid to just float off them like water, as opposed to actually like doing a lot of damage. So very much sealed in your mind that big constructs weak to acid, little constructs not so much, and that they seem to be relatively impervious to mundane weapons, and that magical way is definitely the way to go. There's not much. There's a couple of musings about possible reasons for the constructs. You know, like caretakers, automated construction, all that sort of stuff. Sort of basically retreading a lot of the stuff that you guys have already thought about with your extreme experience with the stuff. It doesn't seem like whoever wrote this had a construct to even talk to, or even was able to decipher their language. So, yeah, definitely.
And so
nothing
no
really.
info on the people that created them either?
Yeah, nothing but musings about who they might have been, what they might have looked like. You know, they imagine that they were probably like probably elven in some way, due to their age. That they were at least as tall as current humans would be, due to the nature of the constructs that they build, and all of the doorways and door frames and stuff like that, stairs, everything that they've constructed
cool things.
suggests. Yeah, everything that they've constructed suggests that size, and yeah, that's basically it,
Alright.
really. That they had.
Ailey will definitely be going to the librarian and asking if the other libraries in the building will likely have more of this shit. Come back to look at later.
And Thrycus, it's just a whole lot of garbage, really. You're like, these people have no idea about the powers of Jamie. Get fucked. And that is all you care about. Close the book. Cool. Well, I guess we're on our way out. Ailey, you ask if there's any more stuff like that. She says yes. There are, there's plenty of libraries in the castle. Most of them are personal libraries. Wizards take up rooms in many different parts of the castle with big enough rooms for libraries to be inserted in them, and they have taken the liberty of doing so. So there are secret libraries all over the place, but otherwise, the other more public library is the more studious one that has a lot of reprinted texts for use in classes. That is on the second floor, on the other side of the castle.
Am 111 says hi.
Well, we'll have to do that at some point. Go wandering around.
Yeah, we've got to go to the meetup thing, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
first, yeah.
Cool.
I guess I learned nothing.
Yeah, as I said, you might not have caught it. That you're basically like, this is all hullabaloo. Jamie's way better at this than you guys are. Stuff you guys, close the book and put it back. That's pretty much what you got out of it.
Never would have said hullabaloo.
Sure. There you go. All right. Leave the library. Leave the castle. Leaving the courtyard.
Heading down towards Southgate.
Yep. Just giving you guys a chance to think about your actions if you want to just leave. Leaving. Back down the way you guys came in. Anyone eyeing out any specific things, or are you just rushing?
Yeah, I think we're just going.
Cool.
Yeah, I think probably after we'd spent so long in the books, this is probably priority.
Cool. So you make it down all the way down to Southgate. It is a gate much like the one that you had entered in from, but quite a bit larger. And again, sealed on the side. But right next to it is a nice wide open space where there's been a whole bunch of, I guess, gazebos kind of like set up, made out of nice shiny fabrics, silks and all that sort of stuff, classic dragon garb, something you would absolutely see Ailey just being all over.
I mean, does, Ailey's got their robes, right? Do they fit? Because if they do,
Yes.
Ailey would totally be wearing that instead. Or her
Yes.
sparkly dress.
Well, decide. Your robes do fit, so...
Okay. Which one is more like what everyone else is wearing?
Well, as you approach, a lot of them are more wearing like a lot of throw wear in a sense, basically just long bits of fabric that they've just wrapped around themselves that are encrusted with jewels and all that sort of stuff. A lot of them choose to take on similar colored jewels as their scales. So there's a lot of rubies wearing rubies and
Well, if they're wearing sparkly, she'll wear sparkly.
yeah. So the sparkly dress then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though hers is black and she is it was a black dress, wasn't it? With silver or something.
Yes, it was.
Can't
It
remember
was
now.
like diamantes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, as you guys approach, a few of the dragons look over, specifically at Ailey again, and
Wings.
they are just, very interested to get a good look, and then sort of go back to what they're doing. And a lot of them are serving different foods, they've got like stalls open where they're selling different trinkets, mainly like jewelry and that sort of stuff. But otherwise, it seems like a lot of people are now beginning to file into the large hall that is on the other side of this open area. What are you guys doing?
Yumi's gonna try and be inconspicuous because this is not her space.
Fair.
Haley's gonna go and find the nearest seat to the front she can.
So you're gonna
She wants
file
to
in.
know what's going on.
So you're going into the hall and trying to
Yeah.
trying to get to the front. Okay.
And if she can't find a seat, she will literally just sit on the floor in front of everyone. She don't care. She wants to be up there and here because she's never been here before.
Okay.
She'll lean against a wall too if that's convenient.
Yep.
Floor's uncomfortable, so that's a last resort.
All right. So Ailey's really taking the lead into the hall. What are you guys doing? You following Ailey or trying
Should
to
we
be?
follow Alien?
I'm gonna follow Ailey and just kind of like try to casually mimic Ailey, but don't quite manage it.
Okay. Nimi, you gonna like be close but inconspicuous, or just completely separate yourself?
I'm probably gonna watch them from a slight distance.
Okay.
So not too far away, but like, if they're in the middle of the crowd, I'll be closer to the edge.
Well, Ailey, in their attempts to get to the front, their sort of roguish nature takes over as well, and they end up off to the side, but still up front, right next to the wall, standing beside the seating area, as a lot of it has been filled out. This is a pretty large, like, theater hall with, with proper raised seats up above behind it as well. That also started filling up pretty quickly. People going right up the stairs, and there's just a lot of front seating. It very much looks like a church, just without the imagery on the walls and stuff. It very well could be used for stage plays, any sort of that stuff as well. But this feeling that you're getting is very much faith driven. What's going on right now? As people start to file in, it's getting pretty cramped. What are you guys doing?
Varys is gonna tug on Thrakus's sleeve and say, do you mind if I set up on your shoulder or something? I don't like the idea of being stuck in this crowd.
Thrakus, you with us?
Oh, maybe not.
Oh boy. That sucks.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Hey,
So,
because I could hear you the whole time.
Oh, okay.
wow.
Could not hear me.
No, we could
Bum.
not. So, Varys asked to get up on your shoulder.
Yeah, of course. I'll kneel
Thank
down
you.
so it's easier for him.
Cool. Roll a
Thank you
strength
very
check for me.
much.
Okay.
We'll say that Varys.
Can I assist in some
Yeah,
way?
Varys, can you assist by rolling an acrobatics? Yeah.
Hell yeah, I can.
You're right.
Damn, I really can.
Hey!
Yeah.
So what, I go to kneel down and Varys just fucking flips onto my shoulders?
Well, more like as you're kneeling down and trying to like lift him up onto your shoulders, you're failing at it, and then like he like starts to slip and fall, and then he's like no, and then he like pushes himself and you up into the right position, and then like puts his arms out and grabs the wall and steadies himself on you, so that you're not gonna drop him or anything.
Thanks, Ferris.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
A little bit more relieved to be up and out of all of the big stompy feet.
Yes.
All right. So, once you guys have gotten into position, it's started. Really seems like every dragon in the city has managed to file into this building somehow. And then, even though everyone's been chatting over each other, talking, gossiping all over the show the whole time, all of a sudden, just a quiet goes over them all as the curtains that are up the front, where normally they'd have theatre plays and stuff, someone pops out through the center of the curtains. Just a regular looking half dragon, dragon heritage, who has got just on his forehead a couple of diamond scales, just the tiniest little sort of frown line of diamond scales. Comes up to the podium. Thanks everyone for joining and coming. It looks like we've got some newcomers as well. That's very nice to see.
How can they tell?
Varys is
Everyone else is half dragon. There is a halfling.
He's like 6 feet taller than
Yeah.
he normally is.
There are at least 3 people that don't fit in here that are right there in front of them, as
And
well
then
as
none of the others
yeah.
have wings, right?
and as well as Ailey, who is dragon kind, but entirely different to them entirely. You are
She would totally wave then in that case. If it's like there's some newcomers to be like, wait, there's no camera on these damn things, so you can't see what I'm doing.
You have metallic scales, you've got horns and wings going on. You're just completely blown out of the water at what they think. But they all do look over in your direction when he says that. Yes, it's very nice to see you. I'm glad that word of us has spread as far as to bring in new people, and we welcome all kinds here. Just as Jensen expected us to do.
Varys gives a very slight nod at the name.
And then he prattles on about some ongoing stuff in the city. Points to some people that like brought food for today, and they stand up and everyone claps for them, and talks about how how the community's been going, how basically it stands up and does the weekly news essentially for anyone who wasn't aware of things. That there was some shoplifting recently in a place, that some guardsmen had to be called out, that the Sorcerer's College is recruited some more of the children out of the neighborhood, and they applaud the fact that they have continue to be the real bedrock of magical people in the city, and just liven everyone's spirits, and then they go into a choir section essentially, where they all sing an ancient draconic song that none of you can understand except Ailey. But
Has
Ailey,
Ailey heard the song
can I get you to
before?
roll a history check for me?
Others to confirm whether she's heard it before.
Yes.
my mama used to sing me. No. Her mama did used to sing her this lullaby.
Nice. Good stuff.
Not quite. Yeah. So the ancient dragon song, it was passed down from your father's side, actually. About It's a song about being the guardians of mortaldom, basically. As your father is on the metallic side, he is good in that sense. And very much was part of that sort of thing.
I keep forgetting we got the
Yes.
conflicting.
Yes. Very much comes down from that side, and that is very much what the song is about. Is about about putting one's draconic self, being the shield, being the magic, being the being the protector. It seems like their religion is very much based off that idea, which is interesting because from what you understand of all the other crystalline dragons you've met so far, none of them be particularly, none of them are particularly like that. So
Yeah.
they aren't really sticking their legs out for anybody or anything like that. So it is funny, but again, you're the only one who understands that. Everyone else is just sort of like, okay, this is nice.
She's suddenly giggling.
Dragon roaring.
Yeah, in a sense, it's nice at the beginning, and then it really gets into like the sort of stuff. It's kind of like being like it's kind of like a metal band going on, but
like a metal concert.
A metal concert, but everyone's singing. So it's pretty rocking in that sense. But then after the song's finished, the guy at the front says, "Well, now I guess we'll let's see him." And you hear uproarious clapping and cheering at the sound of him saying that. And he goes out back, and this is still clapping, still roaring about whatever's about to happen.
I have an ominous feeling, guys.
The curtains rip back, and out steps a diamond dragonborn. So, you've all seen Dragonborn before. Ailey and her brother are different. That's why you kind of guessed at what Ailey was as being a half dragon. You know what a Dragonborn is certainly a lot more draconic person than any of the Dragon Heritage people are. But you also know that they are normally basically very far down the line of Dragon Heritage approaching, finally really approaching dragondom again, becomes Dragonborn. So, more reptilian features, entirely scaled, not a hair on them. But he is entirely made up of diamonds. So the light is just gleaming off all of his scales and stuff. And as he steps forward and everyone's clapping and cheering, the guy who was at the front booms out, "Behold, Jensen returned."
Ailey's just kind of like standing there awkwardly, and then also looking at Varys, who was at the temple with her.
Yeah,
and, like,
Varys is
that-
looking at Ailey the second that Ailey turns around.
like, Ailey's thinking really hard about how that doesn't look anything like that's a dragonborn, and that doesn't look anything like the actual dragon. And is like willing Varys to hear her, who probably has no idea because, as usual, one
there's no telepathy that way.
Yep.
You
But
just see her like doing weird things with her eyes and trying to guess what she's thinking.
what do I get off of Ailey's face? What does it tell me?
Insight.
Having
yeah,
known
you
Ailey
roll
as long as
a-
I have,
You roll
and
an
putting this
insight.
together-
Ailey, roll a general charisma check, Ailey.
Charisma
and-
check.
Yeah,
Or-
and just a charisma, just standard charisma. And Varys roll an insight.
Insight. Okay. Nice.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Ailey easily conveys exactly what they're
Like,
what they're going
this
on
is
about.
like
It's like
this is not good.
This is like what is going on? This is weird. We've both seen what's happening.
I prayed to this person.
This does not
Allegedly.
seem. This does
And
not seem like
allegedly
Jensen.
they acknowledged you. So.
Varys is now just going to absolutely fucking study this supposed Jensen reborn.
Okay. Roll perception.
Ailey would turn to look at them as well after seeing Varys turn back to look at them, being like, well, I guess Varys got what I was trying to say. She would also study him and be like, he doesn't even fucking have wings.
No.
That's
Oh,
what will be going through her brain.
not even in the slightest.
That's a 23.
Yep. So yeah, you study him from your vantage point of on top of Thoricus' shoulders. And
Perfect vantage point.
Yeah,
Oh wait, do I
totally
need to
good.
roll one as well? Or?
if you're doing the same thing, then yes, please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that this is relatively Ailey doesn't really see jack shit, but you see
It's like she just it's like it's a dragonborn.
yeah, that's a dragonborn.
It's a dragonborn. It's a
Just on a
dragonborn.
loop in Ailey's
Yeah,
head.
it's a dragonborn. It's a dragonborn. It's a dragonborn. You can see that it's a relatively young dragonborn. He's probably like 15, 16. That while he is entirely from where he is unrobed, from neck upwards and arms and legs, he's definitely got diamond scales all over. And you haven't seen that many that many half diamond partial dragons. So it does seem like a rarity to begin with.
Wait,
yeah,
if
it
they're so they look kind of young, do they?
Yes,
Would
they
you
look
say?
like they're quite young. Yes.
You might
In that
say
case,
that
they... oh.
you might say that diamond dragons are a bit hard to find.
Oh.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, I'm good.
Does he look like bewildered or whatnot to be there, or looks like, does it look like someone that's been forced and dragged into this and is going along with it, or does it look like someone that
No, he looks
cult
like
leader-esque?
he looks proud. He's got his arms out. Like he
Yeah.
truly believes what is being said as well. And is coming up and it from the air, from the vibe of everyone around. It didn't seem like this is a brand new occurrence. It seems like this is something that they've been doing a lot recently, that they have been basically parading this dragonborn around as though he was Jensen, and they've been essentially praying to him since then.
What?
Yeah, and as you guys are inspecting him and all that sort of stuff, and he comes out the front, and Ailey knows as well, he sets up his breath weapon and blasts out into the crowd, above the crowd, so he's not touching
Varys
anybody.
ducks down.
Above anyone, so no one really gets touched, and even the sides don't really get touched. Proper cone, so shape over the crowd. Just this brilliant mist of glittering, sparkling in the light, sort of stuff. You would know that it's probably somewhere between a cold breath and a paralyzing breath.
Okay, because I was like, wait, just glitter? Ailey'd be really confused. That's not what they. That's not
No,
what
no, no.
Jensen brings
It
out.
seems like
Brings
it's
out.
it seems like he's sort of mixing it together, because they keep, different.
But it's
you know,
still
you
not
know
what
that-
Jensen
Yeah.
used to breathe out, right?
Well, you don't know what Jensen breathed. But
Even
you-
based off of history.
You haven't experienced any, you haven't seen or heard anything about Jensen other than the statue, essentially. Any other investigations you've had and stuff, you don't really know. You certainly you know that he's you know that Jensen is a diamond dragon, so this sort of makes sense. You've definitely read enough that is what he is perceived as being a diamond dragon. But you, Ailey, know from experience with other metallic dragons that they are usually capable of more than one breath weapon. And you imagine is very similar with the crystals.
One day she hopes to have acid as well as fire.
Yes.
Really shove it in her brother's face. But
Yes. But that means that he is it seems like it is a cold breath, a cold and paralyzing breath, but it's also like somehow infused with that nice little glittery particle to be more magic-y, more diamondy.
wonder if he's huffing glitter. Is probably what she's thinking.
But everyone else, cheering and yelling and praying, and couple of women's crying.
Thoricus hears in her
A
head
couple of men crying.
Varys.
Just a whole bunch of people crying.
Thoricus hears, there's something wrong about this and I don't know what. And just sort of continues to stare through.
Cool. Well, he continues to just like basically bask in the faith of everyone around, and then starts stepping backwards slowly, and then the curtains close on him, and the original guy comes out. Well, quite the display. Thank you all for coming. Jensen be with you. And yeah, people start to file out.
Haley just kind of turns back to Varys, looking somewhat dumbstruck and confused about the situation, and is kind of like, we should go somewhere quiet. She's like trying to be like, we don't want to upset every single dragon here, we'll die.
People are starting to file out though, yeah?
Yes, people are starting to file out.
Nemi's gonna make her way through the crowd to the others.
Okay. So you have to push past a few people who are trying to get out as well. But yeah, make it no problem. Up to everybody.
As it starts to thin out, I'll hop down from my perch on Thoricus' shoulder.
Okay, no problem.
And everyone just sort of hears in their head, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here.
Haley just nods to be like, she agrees without saying anything.
I don't want to ruffle any feathers or anything, but
She keeps nodding.
but I think that I would like to talk to this Jensen, if possible. I feel like I can confirm whether or not it is the true thing, or whether or not these people are being taken for a ride.
Out loud, Ailey will be like, I think we might need a plan for a change. And that's like,
Nemi's very confused. She didn't.
and that's Ailey's way of trying to like hint at the fact that they should go somewhere else to discuss this, because she doesn't think they're gonna just be able to walk up and talk to the dude.
Yeah.
Because she very much wants to lure him away and break into his chambers to investigate shit.
Anyway, Nemi, you were saying?
Yeah, Nemi's just very confused. She doesn't know anything about dragon gatherings and is like,
So
I
you
didn't
were-
know what was wrong here.
Yeah. So you definitely would have seen a dragonborn before.
Yeah.
So your first think is like, oh, it's just a dragonborn. You haven't seen any in the city, and you haven't seen any on this continent. So that's kind of, yeah. But yeah, the team, if you guys want to leave, can explain exactly what's going on.
We'll probably go find somewhere quiet to
Mm.
sequester ourselves.
So you leave the Great Hall. Get off. Get a little bit further away from the gathering.
Far, not too far.
Yeah, off in like a little alley somewhere. And you explain to Nemi that that you guys know of Jensen from the Temple of Dead Gods over in Zoltamol, Jamie's place, where basically a whole bunch of dead gods were being worshipped by the inhabitants of Jamie's town, simply for the fact of if Jamie could resurrect the entire town, then surely she could resurrect a god. They were basically like kind of hoping that would happen, some more than others. And Jensen was one of the statues there, notable because it was one of the only dragon statue among them, and it was a full-blown diamond dragon, like it was a proper thing.
Half.
Not not a dragonborn, not a half dragon, a dragon. And after some investigation and
So he'd be able to turn into a human if he wanted. Well, to appear human-esque.
Yeah.
Because he's a proper dragon.
Yeah. Varys gave him an offering of some gold, Roland's gold.
Yeah, the last of Roland's gold.
And supposedly got a sign from him that the tribute was accepted. And after some investigations, and
Can't remember
and
what
figuring
it
out-
was that you were offering it for, to like look after him or something. I don't know.
I think it was to help him find an
East.
end. In a way.
An end.
Be it
Yeah.
good or bad, to usher his soul to the other side.
Yes. But after some investigation and some thread pulling all over the place, found that Jensen's diamond dragon that was worshipped quite possibly around the time of the beginning of time, essentially. Just was a dragon god at some point, sacrificed himself for something, and has not been heard from since, but was most certainly was most certainly a full-blown dragon, if not a dragon god.
And is dead.
And is dead.
Which is why Ailey is not
Well.
pursuing him to turn her into a dragon, because he's supposed to.
Well, supposedly did.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past a god to come back to life.
Yeah. But she's like, well, she's gonna keep harassing the living dragons to be like, come on, you've got to know how to do this, right? There's gotta be another way.
The way I look at it is if Jensen has returned, then asking the questions that I have will not bring us any ill will, and if he's not, then we can solve a problem that the town may not have realized it had. Either way, I think it is worth pursuing.
Well, we definitely need to talk to him, but it's convincing him to talk to us because by the looks of it, he's, well, he's doing the whole I'm here displaying my power and then hiding away, not actually doing stuff that people ask and performing miracles.
That we know of. We are only here for one meeting, but
Well,
what else
no,
goes
all
on?
the other cults that do miracles have that as part of the ceremony.
I honestly am not that cultured on cults, to be honest.
That's how they draw more in. They do all their fake. They totally cast their miracles during all the ceremony stuff. Because then more people will join and stay.
I can see
I don't-
why we want to investigate this. But why do we want to interfere in what the townspeople believe? I mean, they're locked in a mountain. They need something good in their lives. So what if it's fake?
What if he's taking all their money? We don't
that-
know.
That was more what I was getting at. If it is just belief and it helps them through their lives and they are getting a sense of community, absolutely. I don't want people being swindled, though.
Yes, but we haven't seen any evidence yet of them swindling them.
And if he's swindling them and doing it this well, doesn't he deserve
Maybe
I
you can
mean,
say
we
it.
can then put up the,
working hard?
the real ginseng could come back and then he'll face his wrath and it's his own fault.
Yeah.
There is that.
All right.
But either way, I don't think we should be going around saying that he's not the real one. Even though I
That's
don't
why
think
I was
he
saying it in
is.
your heads.
But we can just figure out whether he's causing harm or not. And maybe he can help us.
And
A
also,
fun
since this-
question will be whether he actually, after acknowledging your request,
I
what he
mean-
did to save. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever the
I
word.
think it could have been a sign, it might not have been, but I mean, this is a nice way to find out confirmation.
I
And having
agree.
a diamond dragon on, at least not on the opposite side with the other god, that's always a good thing too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If he wants to pretend to be a god, or is a god, he should help us defeat the other god.
Right on. Well, on that on that note, thanks everybody for joining us. That's where we're going to finish up. Oh boy,
I didn't realize it was so late.
it was. It is. Yes, thanks everybody for joining us. Tomorrow on the final channel, I think it's Random Guy. If not, it's Viggy with more God of War. Saturday, swap that over. Random Guy or Viggy. And then Sunday, more beef. Monday, we're back to Divinity Original Sin 2. We're finally off the 8-2, so check that out. Tuesday, more beef. Wednesday, I think we're playing more Dragon Ball Xenoverse. We finally might actually get into a match with each other. That'd be funny. And then Thursday, right back here, we'll find out what the team is doing about this mysterious new Diamond Dragonborn. Thanks. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Pyro Shadow, And you can go see Pirate Shadow over on Twitch on Wednesdays as well. And they do join us on Mondays for Divinity. You can also catch the lovely...
No, I do. Wednesdays is my now. Mondays is
Mondays.
Twitch.
Twitch. There you go. Either way, you can catch them over on Twitch. And the lovely Mix Lenore, you can also find her there over there on Twitch as well. If you've managed, I don't know if you've managed to multicast to now yet.
No, not yet.
Well then, once that's available, that'll be there as well. Otherwise, thanks other friends for joining us. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye.
And goodbye recording. Goodbye.